Hi, I'm Lucy and this is Talk Mystery to Me, a small corner of the internet where I read thriller, horror and mystery books and then I talk about them. Autumn is usually my favourite time of year, but this year I'm just struggling to really feel it. I'm not vibing with the season and I'm just kind of being in a blah mood this whole time. So in an attempt to fix that, I am going to read some books that will hopefully get me in the right mood and kind of out of this slump. And then I'm also going to participate in some autumnal activities as well, and hopefully just kind of get me, in the right frame of mind for the season, because I just feel like I'm not enjoying it the way I should. Finished The Burning of Rosemont Abbey by Naomi Stevens. So this one was kind of dark. Louisa sets out to prove that her twin brother was murdered, but no one else wants to believe her. Her twin brother is kind of the town kind of black sheep, if you like, the family black sheep, and so nobody wants to think anything less than bad about him, or they just want to think bad of him. So Louisa is pretty damn sure that her brother that her brother was murdered, but no one else wants to believe her. So I pretty much love anything that is set in the 1950s, and so I knew I was kind of like this, and I wasn't entirely disappointed. So the feeling of this is, it's kind of quaint. It has like a kind of major small town dynamics. Gossip spreads faster than fire, and Louisa basically has to cross everyone to get to the bottom of her brother's death, despite nobody else believing that he was murdered. Like, she's up against everybody, because every time she says anything, everyone else wants to just rain down all the things that her brother has done wrong. No one wants to believe that her brother, no one wants to believe her, basically, because no one wants to believe him. And so because it's like a small town where everybody knows everybody, everyone knows like the family's history and everything, and like the brother's history, so it's just a little bit frustrating at times, because it is really, just living in a small town. It's what it's like. This book also had a slight gothic feel to it, which I really enjoyed. I really like kind of dark, gothic, creepy kind of elements. Like, I like the background elements to be creepy. This also had a small amount of humour, which was kind of awesome. And there were some pretty interesting side characters who I liked slightly more than Louisa. Like, Louisa was just kind of there for me, but the side characters are what really kind of made it for me, and what really kept me wanting to keep reading. The book, it wasn't bad. Needs the side characters. I didn't really care for Louisa, but it is what it is, and not bad. The book I'm going to read is 19 Claws A Blackbird by Augustina Bazterrica. So this is a collection of short stories, and it's kind of a horror, kind of creepy element to all of them. So I'm excited to kind of dig into it and see what it's about. And I will be back when I have finished 19 Claws A Blackbird. Blackbird, and this is a collection of short horror stories, and I really enjoyed this book. It was weird, and I like weird, so it was kind of right up my alley. So it starts out really strong with a light, swift, and monstrous sound, which is about a woman's experiences as she witnesses a neighbour dying, and the immediate aftermath that follows. It's like the sights, the sounds, and everything else just kind of all around her. Like she's with it, but she's not, and just like kind of the assault of the senses all kind of at once is just fantastically done. It was so heavy, but it felt also just kind of just right, you know? And then the weirdness continues from there. So next we have Unamuno's, probably not saying that right, but Unamuno's boxes, which is basically a lady imagining that her Uber driver is a serial killer and is going to kill her. And it is so bizarre. Like, I don't even know how else to explain it or describe it. Just, it's weird. But also, like, you don't want to stop reading because it just, like, pulls you in. And I spent the whole time just confused. I'm like, what is happening? But I really enjoyed it. My favourite stories in this collection was the continuous equality of the circumference, which is basically Ada is obsessed with becoming the shape of a circle and does everything she can to achieve that unrealistic goal, including some pretty major like body modification. And it is just disturbing in such a strange way that you just can't help, or I just couldn't help but be fascinated by it. But yeah, it was just so strange, but I found it fascinating. So yeah, but I do enjoy kind of things, weird like that. It really is like my jam, so I'm not surprised that I enjoyed it. But yeah, just some really interesting short stories in that collection. All of the stories are just like this mixed bag of just weird. None are particularly bad, and they all have kind of the right amount of weird and creepy that just kind of keep drawing me in. Most of the stories they all have some pretty like heavy like themes, thought-provoking, and just kind of and so sometimes it's like some kind of political issues, social issues are touched on, and all of them seem to be like kind of this critique of society while still remaining like horror-esque. So that part I thought was done really well, and yeah, I just was fascinated by the whole thing, and it's just kind of absolutely perfect for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please check out some of my others. I read a lot of kind of mystery and thriller books with some horror kind of thrown in, and so I talk about those genres in most of my videos. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please check out some of my others. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and bye!